The Hindu scriptures, the Bhagavad Gita, teaches that all paths lead to God. This Eastern understanding of religion has come to influence much of Western culture as well over the last century. As our culture has become more diverse, welcoming immigrants from other religious traditions, it's become popular to affirm all paths as equal. This view of religion is often depicted as a mountain. God is believed to be the summit of the mountain, and various religions begin from different spots around the base. This explains why religions appear to be so different. They start in different places, in different cultures, and with different ideas. But ultimately, it should not concern us, because each religious path, as it ascends this mountain, draws closer and closer to the others, until eventually they all converge at the top. All paths lead to God. This view often includes platitudes about how all religions call us to love our neighbors and do good toward others, and that may well be true. But what this view fails to grasp is how each religion has its own history of formation, its own values, its own cultural background. And even more importantly, this view fails to recognize how all these human religions actually emerge from a common human experience. Let me explain. There's another way of understanding the connection between different religions, but it requires turning the mountain upside down. This view says that rather than starting from completely different places, all religions actually emerge from a common human experience. What is it? Let's look more closely. At some point, we all discover that we live in a dangerous world. We share a world confused by chaos. We can't predict what will befall us. We share a world marred by ugliness. Injustice and evil appear to triumph. And we share a world plagued by scarcity. We must strive to acquire what we need to survive, with the greatest scarcity being life itself. We all live under the shadow of death. As a result of this, we are all afraid. In order to mitigate our fears, in order to diminish the danger we feel in the world, we strive for control over the world around us. The logic is simple. If I can just gain enough control over the forces around me through science, through politics, through war, through economics, through education, and yes, through religion, then I won't be afraid. I'll be in control of my destiny. But there's a catch. In order for me or my community to gain enough control over the world to feel safe, it usually means having to take control away from someone else. And so rather than delivering us from danger and fear, striving for control only makes the world a more dangerous place. This cycle of danger, fear, and control is the common human experience from which all religion emerges. All human religions are systems of control through which we seek to overcome our fears. Will the harvest be enough this year? Will the disease spread? Will God bless me? Will I live or will I die? Will the Cubs make the playoffs? Religions give us a sense of control over otherwise uncontrollable forces. But how they do this, the paths they take, can differ significantly. And when followed, they can end in very different places. So rather than seeing all religions as leading to the same place, a more accurate picture would depict them as all emerging from the same place, a desire for control to mitigate our fears in a dangerous world. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because not all religious paths deliver on this promise. Not all of them provide us a sense of safety or deliver us from the fear we experience in the world. In fact, critics of religion, and history would back this up, tell us that religions are often the problem. They lead to more control and more abuse and more fear in the world. A further study of each of these pathways up the mountain, in whatever form they take, whether it's life under God, over God, from God, or for God, will reveal that none of them actually deliver us from fear. None of them have the capacity to break the cycle of danger, fear, and control that have plagued humanity throughout history and which fuels most of our religious traditions. Only a life lived with God, a path which is revealed to us in Jesus Christ, can break this cycle and deliver us from our fears.